All right, y'all, into a great week. This is a fun one. All right, so we've got 5 different movements. We've got an interrupting exercise, which is always fun. We're looking for about 10 to 15 minutes for this workout. All right, so let's start with your sumo deadlift thigh pulls. We haven't done these in a while. All right, so if we're using a barbell here, sumo just means wide stance. Elbows are gonna fit on the inside of the knees, okay? Now what I like to do here is if you do have a barbell, I like to go where the groove kind of meets the smooth part of the barbell in the center. That way you know you're gonna be centered, right, and balanced. If you go closer to the center, not a big deal, but if you're off even the tiniest bit, when you go down and up, that barbell's gonna go up and down on you, right? So go a little bit wider, but still, again, still elbows on the inside of the knees. Now we're gonna hit the floor. After we pass the knees, we're gonna open up the hips, drive the elbows up, all right? We're looking for collarbone level before you go back down into your next repetition. Next one's gonna be your front squat. As always, you may squat clean your first rep, followed by hang squat cleans. This one you can restart your rep anywhere between your hip and your knees. So if you wanna go all the way down to the knees, hang squat clean, hit your depth, or if you wanna just go into your pocket, pull underneath, either one is fine, all right? As always with your hang position, just make sure you deadlift your first rep first, hit full extension before you load up. Power snatches next, right? From the ground, okay? Nothing really else to that one other than make sure you do go to the ground each time. And then your last one's an overhead squat. So solid lockout, all right? You may squat snatch your first rep. Now RX weight for tomorrow is gonna be 75-55. It's light, it should be light. Oh, what I left out. Every minute on the minute, starting with minute 0, you have 5 burpees. Normal standard, so chest thighs to the ground. We're gonna jump back and jump up, okay? So hands planted, jump back, jump up, feet leave the ground and hands touch overhead. 5 every minute. So a couple things here. For your burpees, should be no more than 20 seconds, max. So if you know that 5 burpees is gonna take longer, let's scale back the number. Okay, so that's the first thing. And then as far as the barbell to use, these movements are gonna be around the same, they're gonna take around the same amount of time. Again, for that target of 10 to 15 minutes, we wanna get at least 10 reps in every single minute, right? If you think it's gonna take longer than 10, if you think it's gonna take longer than a minute to do your 10 reps, I would say lighten the weight. Okay, not necessarily the movement, but just the weight. Okay, and then if we do that accordingly, it's about a 15-minute workout or so. All right. Now for our dumbbell option. All right, because I know not everybody has a barbell to work with. 1 or 2 dumbbells, but 2 is preferred for most of these movements. All right, so let's go with your sumo deadlift thigh pull. If I'm using 2, same thing, all right? Same points, same targets, except for I want your collarbone, but on the way back down, we're gonna go just past the knee, okay? So you don't have to touch the dumbbells to the ground. That's gonna be a little bit far. If we're using a single and you have a heavier one, I would say grab in the middle, and then it's the same thing, okay? Now this is one of those things we'll have to scale accordingly. Like I said, you want between 10 and 15 reps, 10 to 15 reps per round, per minute. So you'll have about 40 seconds of work within each minute after you factor in the burpees. You want 10 to 15 reps in there. We might have to scale the number up a little bit if the dumbbell is going to be too light, okay? So let's say you have, let's say you're able to get like 20 or 25 reps in that first minute. Maybe we should make your target rep number 50 reps per each movement. All right, so that one we'll have to just gauge because I don't want you done in 7 or 8 minutes. I want you done between the 10 and 15 minute mark. Front squats. Here is fine. We can also hold 2 dumbbells at the side, also fine, okay? Hang squat cleans, if we're doing a single dumbbell, here, still hit your squat. And then if we're holding 2 dumbbells, obviously same thing. We're just catching in our front rack, okay? Both front racks. Power snatch, we're just gonna go alternating dumbbell snatch. We're gonna go to the ground each time like our normal ones, okay? And then for your overhead squat, this one will go single dumbbell overhead. So no matter what, whether you have 1 or 2, I want you going a single dumbbell overhead. Let's see if I can do this one. So we're gonna go directly overhead, lock out, hit your squat depth, stand tall. You can either do 5 on the right or 10 on the right, and then switch over to 5 or 10 on the left. What I would say is just make it equal by the end of the set. Okay, so 5, 10s, you can do singles if you wanted to, though that's gonna take a little bit on the longer side. Okay, and remember, we wanna get through, it's gonna take between 2 and 3 minutes or rotations to finish a specific movement set. Okay. And again, as always, guys, feel free to text me throughout the day if you're not sure what anything is, or if you need some suggestions, recommendations. Easy enough, right?